All right, so we'll go over some of the things that's going to be on the test. At least give you some broad strokes of what's going to be on the test, and then on Monday, I'll have by Monday this weekend I'll finish up the test, and then we'll actually review in more detail on Monday. Okay, and we'll do full review on Monday, and then y'all be ready to go on Tuesday. Okay, sound good? That's kind of how I want to do things. So I'm going to give you just some broad strokes, give you some page numbers of your pages, not my pages, okay, and give y'all some idea of things that I'm looking for, that I want to test you on, and that I want to know from you guys, things that you need to know, okay? Like chapter 1, what is psychology? All right, and then what are the primary goals of psychology? You need to know your history. All right, William Wundt, structuralism, functionalism, William Jones, all that's on page 8. Make sure you know Gestalt psychology. Make sure you know Sigmund Freud. That's on page 10. Behaviorism, that's on page 11. Pavlov, Watson, that's on page 11. I think on page 12 is modern perspectives. Okay. Psychodynamics, humanistic, cognitive, all that is on page 11 as well. Okay. Those are just those basic isms that you need to know about psychology. Okay. And so make sure you have just some sort of understanding of those. Okay. Also, make sure that you, let me turn my notes here on the test. Make sure you understand just the simple terminology of what a psychologist is and what a psychiatrist is. Okay. Make sure you understand the scientific methodology. All right, that's on page 20. All right. Understand what a case study is, a survey, natural observation, and what laboratory observation is. Those are on page 23. You can stop me at any time and be like, hey, repeat that. All right? I'll be happy to. All right? I understand I talk fast. Okay. Ethics, page 33 through 35. Know the ethics. Those are important. All right. If you want to get a broad understanding of the whole chapter and you don't want to read the whole chapter over again, you can always go to page 40. In chapter 1, page 40 is a chapter summary. You can read over that. It's just a couple of pages, and it gives you broad strokes of everything that went on in the chapter. It's really good material, especially if you've done your worksheets, you've searched for the answers, you go over that. It gives you, like I said, just a summary of everything that happened. Okay. And then there's also questions on 42. All right. Get your brain pumping, get you start to think things through a little bit. All right, on page 42. All right, so let's look at chapter 2, okay, because this is going to be 2 chapters. All right, and you'll notice when I go through chapter 2, there's a lot of things I leave out. Okay, so in chapter 2, make sure you know the nervous system. You make sure you know what the neuroscience is, and that's right at page 44, 46. Biological psychology, that's 46. Make sure you know synapses is on page 51. Neurotransmitters, synaptic vessels, synaptic gap, the receptor sites, page 51. You need to know what those are. Make sure you know what dopamine and serotonin is on page 52. There's also a table on 53. Make sure you know that. The nervous system. Now, the nervous system talks in broad terms when it comes to our psychology book, okay? I'm talking broad terms when I say the nervous system, okay? In there, all right? When the PNS system, the peripheral nervous system as well on page 60, okay? Make sure you know the glands, all right? Because the glands will be on there. And then also make sure you know what a CT scan is, MRI. Make sure you know the limbic system on page 74. Make sure you know what the lobes are on page 78. And then left brain, right brain, page 82 and 83. Okay? So there's a lot of stuff that I left out in those. But those are the broad strokes of the test. Okay? And then on Monday, okay, I'll have the test complete, and we'll do a more precise review. The one before 78 was 74, the limbic system. Yes. So that's stuff that we did, I guess 2 days ago. The diagram. Yeah. So not necessarily knowing the diagram, but that diagram told you all information. So just make sure you know basically what those are. Okay. So in the test will be on. It'll have a level of basically multiple choice and true and false. So I'm going to try to make it easy for me to grade. Okay. So the easier I can make it for me to grade, the better at this point. So. So depending on how it goes, I don't foresee me putting in a writing portion of it yet. Some point down the road, we may have a test where there's a writing portion when we may do some case studies and things like that when we get more into theories, but not right now. Okay? All right, is there any questions right now on this information I've given you? All right, again, guys, this is broad strokes. If you have questions, feel free to shoot me an email, all right, or private message me on Classroom, or just on the stream, message on the stream so that other people can ask questions and see your question, especially when it comes to the test, all right? I'm going to put this video up on there, on Classroom, and if you have questions, you might just put them up underneath when I put this up, okay? That way other people can see it, all right?